When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
In those early years, when it comes to development in that actual sport, what are some of the standards you stuck to every single day that was just focused on getting better and not worrying about what result it was going to yield?
Growing up, I think a big thing was like, don't get too stressed out over one thing. You can't put what you think in someone else's head. Someone else has a perceived image of you, like something you say is not going to change that. You've got to prove them wrong until they can believe it. For them to see eye to eye with you, you kind of just have to put in the work and do what you want to do for people to realize that, like, okay, if I want that spot, I need to put in the work to get that spot.
See, now we're hitting the sweet spot, right? This is like, It's always like, dude, every episode, it's so great. The first, 10 minutes are always awesome. Then it's like you hit minute 11 and then the real shit comes out. Unlock your true potential on the field and court with our peak mental performance program for athletes. Train your mind to conquer challenges, stay focused under pressure, and achieve unparalleled success. Our expert coaches will guide you through personalized techniques, enhancing concentration, resilience, and confidence. Picture yourself outperforming your rivals, making split-second decisions with clarity, and achieving victory like never before. Join us today and elevate your game to new heights. Peak Mental Performance Program, where champions are forged in the mind. Email me today, sean.french@thedeterminedsociety.com for more information. See you inside. And a huge thank you to our platinum sponsor, Legacy Luxury Builders. Well, I got to tell you, Southwest Florida is one of the most beautiful places on the planet to live. We have beaches, palm trees, white sand, absolutely gorgeous. For those of you that are thinking of moving from other states to come to Florida, or even just moving to a different part of the state, consider Southwest Florida. And I want you to think a little bit deeper here. I want you to think of a big, beautiful luxury home. Contact Legacy Luxury Builders. They are a family-owned and operated luxury residential construction company with a rich heritage in the construction industry and a deep-rooted commitment to excellence. They have established themselves as a trusted name in crafting exceptional homes for families seeking the epitome of luxury living. As a family-owned business, they understand the significance of creating a home that goes beyond mere bricks and mortar. They believe in the power of building not just homes, but legacies, homes that serve as the backdrop for cherished memories and the foundation for future generations. With each project, they approach it as if they were building their own family's dream home, ensuring the utmost care, attention to detail, and passion in every aspect of the construction process. Contact Legacy Luxury Builders now. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Determined Society. Today, I have a special gift for you guys. I have our first Division I volleyball player, Paris Thompson. She's an outside hitter at Notre Dame. Yes, she plays for the Irish. She's not only a great athlete, but she's super intelligent. She's from Fort Myers, Florida, which I did not know before we started the interview. And I'm super excited to have her on. An alumni of Fort Myers High School. She appeared in 23 matches last year, recorded 148 kills, and averaged 2.35 kills per set. 71 total digs, 18 blocks, and 4 service aces. So, Paris, welcome to the Determined Society. How are you?
I'm good, Sean. Thanks so much for having me on here today. I'm super excited.
I'm super excited to have you. It's funny because, we were talking, probably about, I don't know, like 10 minutes before we hit record. We're like, hey, we should probably save some for the show. But, it's really cool to see that, I know we connected on Instagram through a passing of a very close mutual friend of ours. And, here we are on this conversation on a Friday night, which will air on a Monday. And we're just going to get down and talk about, being an NCAA Division I athlete and some of the things that are great about it and some of the things that, that you might struggle with. So this is going to be a fun time.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. Well, listen, for those that you don't know much about you, why don't you give them a little bit about your story, who you are, and how you ended up where you're at right now.
So I come from a family of athletes. My mom was a All-American at Florida State high jumper, and my dad ran track at UNC, so he was a pole vaulter. So a lot of jumping in the family. I tried track. They told me it wasn't cut out for it.
It wasn't
And
your thing.
then it was not my thing at all. So then, but in high school, I played 5 sports, 5 varsity sports at Fort Myers High School.
Mhm.
They always encouraged me to play everything, do everything you can, don't stick to one thing. And their
Mm.
biggest thing was like, don't get burnt out too fast because it happens. It's a real thing. I mean, I have a lot of friends that started a lot earlier than I did. And they were like, by the time I ended high school, they were like, we have no interest to play in college.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing was just playing a bunch of sports, doing everything, trying everything. I think it's helped me now too of like after this I'm going to go to the driving range and hit some golf balls with one of my teammates. So, I think it's totally helped me. We go play tennis with some of the tennis girls on the varsity team here. We go play at the golf facilities here. So, I think it's helped me just broaden my network of like who I
Mm.
know, who I've met just through sports. So, I think that's a huge thing for me. I started playing volleyball when I was 13, played tennis for 10 years of my life from about when I was 3 till 10, no, 3 till 13, and then was ranked in Florida, ranked in the country for tennis. Looked at going to IMG and then realized that I wanted something with a team. I kind of
Mm.
got burnt out of that and realized like all my friends are playing volleyball, let me try. So I started playing at a club in Fort Myers and I was on the second team. It was very bad. And everyone was kind of like, this girl's tall, but she's very bad and has no skill. So I was kind of a work in progress for a long
Mhm.
time. And then I started playing at some with some like USA volleyball stuff. So they used to have a junior national team growing up, and they took about, I want to say it was 100 girls every summer. And then I think they limited it down to 30 in the winter. And you would go to the Olympic Training Center in Colorado. So I
Mm.
did that for about 4 years of my life. And I actually met my roommate who I live with now. We met when we were 12 years old. She's from Illinois. And I was like, this girl is insane. She is a
Mm.
total badass.
Yeah.
Like, this is who I want to be. And then I heard she committed Notre Dame, and that was like 50% of my decision. I tell her all the time. Like, I didn't even know if Notre Dame was good. Like, I really didn't know Notre Dame coming from Florida. And like, I was like, if she's going there, they've got to be good. Like, this is 50% of the decision. This is why I want to go here. So I think just like I always say, the networking with that, like remember who you meet no matter what.
Mhm.
I went to a Duke camp when I was 15 and I met one girl there that was like on my team for the camp. We ended up playing at Notre Dame together. And she was a senior when I was a
That's
freshman.
nuts.
So
There's a couple things that I want to, circle back to here that really interested me when you said it. The
yeah,
first thing was you talked about what you're really talking about is specializing too early. You
yeah,
know, too many athletes right now, and specifically baseball players, I feel are specializing way too soon. You
yeah,
have, 8-year-olds playing year-round baseball and they don't stop until like they, until they're just dog tired. I don't think they ever take a break.
yeah,
And a lot of it is I think the game has changed so much because, of perfect game and travel ball and like, get on this list and be the top 50 of your class and, all this pressure to be at these things, which I think perfect game is a great business. And I think it's great for some athletes, not for all, but
mhm,
it's putting this pressure on parents initially to, jam the kid. Hey, you got to play year round, especially here in Florida. You know that, like
yeah,
all your buddies you grew up with, those jokers are playing baseball all year
year
round.
round. Yeah,
And when I was in high school, we were blessed if we got a fall ball program. Like, and then summer ball was American Legion. It wasn't very good. It was
mhm,
just something that we did to have fun. But the thing is, when I grew up, I wasn't good at anything else other than baseball. So I was just fucked. I had to play baseball or else I wasn't going to college to play anything. But, there was always those athletes that I looked at and they were playing multiple sports. I'm like, why are they playing multiple sports? Like, why don't you just play one thing and be like a badass at that one thing?
yeah,
But you bring a great point. A lot of times nowadays, these athletes are only playing baseball or only playing football, right? And then
mhm,
they get to the point where they're about to sign their letter of intent. They're like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm super tired. All I want to do is just go be a young adult, experience college, have fun, and I'm done with this shit.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know? Like Do you find that the way that your parents raised you into try everything, try track, play tennis, play volleyball, it gave you a good gauge of what you really wanted to do? And also, you had some more gas in the tank when you
Yeah,
got there.
for sure. I
Yeah.
think the biggest thing too is seeing other sports. I mean, you compare tennis to volleyball. Tennis is an individual sport.
Mhm.
You win if you play good, you lose if you play bad.
Mhm.
Volleyball, it's you win if everyone can play okay or great. You lose if two people are playing bad.
Mm.
So I think that's a big thing too. Like track, I would go to track practice and I'm like, well, why is there not many coaches out here? Why am I not constantly being told something to do? It's kind of like do your own thing.
Mhm.
When you need something, you ask. So I think every dynamic of every sport was a lot different.
Yeah.
Although it wasn't like the highest level of track. I mean, my mom was out there coaching me. She'd be like, okay, I'll come out 2 days a week and we'll work on a high jump.
Mhm.
So I think just seeing like, then I get to volleyball and I'm like, okay, I can't put all the pressure on myself. I've got other people to rely on. Like if I'm having a bad game, I've got 5 other girls around me that can somehow pick it up. And if I'm not passing well, I need to be able to hit well. Like there's a lot of things that if I'm not doing something well, I can do something better in another area. Whether an individual sport was like, if I can't get the ball over the net, I'm screwed.
Yeah. No, that's
So
a really good point because I think what I know I'm hearing you say is you prefer a team aspect,
yeah,
right?
for
It's
sure.
like you want to have that opportunity to win and depend
Mhm.
on somebody else, but then also to pick somebody else up if they're playing bad,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Individual sports, you can't do that. You're living, dying by your own sword. If you're having a shit day, you're toast, right?
Yeah.
The other thing I heard you say, which I lit up, I don't know if you noticed it. I loved it. I loved it. Was when you started playing volleyball, you sucked. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
weren't very good. And so, like, what I want the audience to really get out of this is, I always say this: you have to be willing to be shitty at something. You have to willing to suck at something, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
But now, right, you're sitting there, you're a junior at one of the most prestigious universities in the world. And that came from what? Hard work, perseverance, determination, and sticking to your standard. So, in those early years, here's my question: those early years, when it comes to development in that actual sport, what are
Mhm.
some of the standards you stuck to every single day that was just focused on getting better and not worrying about like what result it was going to yield?
Yeah. So I was always big about being in the gym. Like that was where I just
Mhm.
loved being. Like I love going to the gym. I love getting stronger. Like that's my favorite
Mhm.
thing to do. If I'm having a tough day of practice, like I'm excited to go to lift. Like
Mm.
it's just kind of relaxing to me. Like I know I'm getting better at something, even if it's not on the court. Like I can do something to get better. So I think that was a big thing for me of just like, I mean, when I was in high school, I was lifting 4 days a week. When I
Mm.
was in middle school, I was lifting 5 days a week. Like, so I think that was a big thing for me, just knowing like, no matter what sport it is, like you can still be in the weight room, you could still be getting better at something. And then I think also just learning from other players was
Mm.
a big thing for me. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is like you go through this point in time where, okay, I was 13 years old, I sucked at volleyball. I'm 18 years old and I'm the one of the best in Lee County. Then you go to college and you're like, you started all over again. You're
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
here I am, the absolute worst. So kind of like a relay, and you're like, I didn't really think I'd be in this position
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And then you're like, this sucks. But then you have so many players in front of you that you're like, okay, these are the numbers. And
Mhm.
it's good now at this level. Like we're getting the numbers, we're seeing what we're hitting, we're seeing. So it's awesome to see like I am behind. It's motivation to go forward. And like
Mhm.
you're learning from these girls that are fifth years now because COVID
Yeah.
to
Oh,
see like,
yeah.
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 So I mean, I came in, there was no fifth years, but the year after I was a freshman, I came in early actually. So my freshman year, technically there were fifth years, and it was like, these girls are good. Like these girls are really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So I think just being able to like learn to be able to learn from others, like see what they're doing and like watch them. Okay, this is how they do it. This is how they handle themselves on the court. I think that was a big thing for me, especially when I got here and I kind of went through that process again.
Yeah.
But growing up, I think a big thing was like, don't get too stressed out over one thing.
Mm.
And that's what
Explain
I'm,
that. Explain that. What do you mean by
yeah.
that?
So like I always tell myself, you can't put what you think in someone else's head. If someone else has a perceived image of you, like something you say is not going to change that. Like you've got to prove them wrong until they can believe it or until for them to see eye to eye with you. So I mean, I'm going through the same thing right now. I went through it like then. So I think it kind of is for all sports. Like you kind of just have to put in the work and do what you want to do for people to realize that, like, okay, like if I want that spot, I need to put in the work to get that spot.
See,
Um,
now we're hitting the sweet spot, right? This is like,
yeah.
it's always like, dude, every episode, it's so great. The first, 10 minutes are always awesome. Then it's like you hit minute 11 and then the real shit comes out.
Yeah.
So for the audience, for those of you listening, I want you to really think about what Paris is talking about. Close your eyes and think about a time where you're not achieving the results or that you want, or you're not getting the fair shake from that boss or that coach. Where does your mind go? Does your mind go to poor me? My coach is an asshole? Because that's a fixed mindset. You're not going to get any better that way. Or do you go to the point of, you know what? I can't put my thoughts into that coach's head, but I can work my butt off. And this is motivation enough for me to, ascend in the depth chart and show this coach who I really am. That's the difference. That's why Paris is at the College of Notre Dame playing volleyball, right? That's why you were Miss Volleyball 2020, right? These are the reasons. These are the reasons. And I want you to really understand, Paris. Like, this isn't being said to stroke you or to make you, inflate you. This is acknowledgement. And this is something that I want you to take with you the rest of the year when you're going through battling for that position, right? And wanting to be that and being that athlete, that female athlete that you already are.
Yeah.
This is ingrained in you. You do not have a fixed mindset. You have an elite mindset to where you are taking full responsibility for your development, for how you are perceived on the court. Like, I applaud it. And, you know, have you always been that way? Because that is a very high level. That's a very high level thing.
So probably not. I think in high school, I mean, I had so much confidence. I was like, if I make a mistake, oh well, like I know I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I know I could still put a ball away and I know I could score
Mhm.
points and we'll be okay.
Right.
Then you get to this higher level. And I think for all college athletes, there's a point where you're like, I have zero confidence myself.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, I've gone through it, going through it. And I'm like,
Hmm.
what can I do right now if I miss a pass? Like, I can't tell myself, God, I suck at passing. Like,
Yeah.
I got to realize, like, okay, the world's not ending. There's another ball coming my way. Like, if I
Hmm.
think like this, it's all going to be horrible.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing right now for me, too, is just realizing, like, knowing I'm a good player,
Hmm.
knowing I can do it. And the minute I start having bad thoughts or a fixed mindset, it's all going to go downhill and nothing's going to work.
So this is super important. All right. Like, this conversation right here, this is the narrative going on in every athlete's head.
Yeah.
And it could be, you know, the number one draft pick from the, MLB draft. It could be the number two pick, both LSU guys, by the way. Just throwing that out there for those of you listening. Like, you may think those athletes don't go through point in time where they're losing confidence.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is they do. They
Mhm.
just work through it differently, right? They figure out, just like what you're talking about, I got another ball coming my way. I'm going to get another swing here soon. I'm going to get another ground ball. I'm going to get to throw another bullpen, right? Like, there's always another one, right? So
Yeah.
if we focus on the bad stuff, the scarcity, right? Then we are not going to be very good at all. But if we focus on the very next one and forget about that last one, that's where the growth is.
Sure.
Here's my question. Can you remember the physical feelings and the emotional feelings the moment you got to Notre Dame and you went, "Oh shit. Like, I'm not the gal anymore." Like, I have, like, walk pretend there's 1,000 athletes right now listening to you in on this show that are about to go to college for the first time.
Yeah.
Walk them through that.
So I'll give you a little my background from me coming into college. About a week before, so this was during COVID. I was supposed to graduate spring 2021 from
Mhm.
high school, and it was January. Classes were starting here in February. I get a call from my coach at Notre Dame. Hey, Paris, we want to know if you'll come up and graduate from high school early, like a week before classes start. So I'm like, okay, like I need to talk to my parents. I need to talk to like my high school. He's like, oh no, we've already talked to your high school. You can do it. We've already talked to your parents. Like, it's up to you. And I'm like, okay, like let me give you a call back. So I
Like, hold
called.
on, this is a little too much for me right
Yeah.
now.
So I give him a call back. I said, I'm all in. He said,
Mhm.
okay, we'll see you up here in about 4 days.
So did you leave before your senior year in high school?
So I left. Yep. So I
You
left
didn't play
mid
your senior
COVID.
year?
No, well, so I played it's in the fall. So I played fall senior year and then went right after Christmas.
Got it.
So I didn't play a
Oh,
club
that's when
season.
I thought you meant like in the fall. Okay, got
Yeah.
it.
So then
Okay.
we had a club season, so I wasn't able to play that club season for
Mhm.
travel ball. So I went up in February, was not enrolled in any classes, had not even gotten accepted in Notre Dame yet. Okay. Notre Dame is their decision process later than most schools.
Oh my
So I'm not
god.
even accepted in Notre Dame. I'm up here, can't practice, can't live in a dorm in the middle of COVID. Both my parents are up here. And we're just sitting waiting for me to get the acceptance letter of, okay, you've gotten in Notre Dame. You can take classes and you can practice volleyball. So I wasn't able to practice, wasn't able in the locker room. Like it was like a hard week, but I was just so excited that I was like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be okay. Um, and then my parents left. I got into school and we were like, this is the best day ever.
Yeah, and they're like, "Peace out, I'm gone.
Exactly. So they
See ya,
moved me out of
Paris."
dorm, they left, and then I started practicing. And my
Mhm.
first day of practice, it was I shanked a ball and no one really went after it. And our coach said, that's it, walk out, everyone walk outside. And I'm like, oh my God, everyone's gonna hate me. Like I just
Yeah.
ended practice for everyone.
Mhm.
So in a sense, I was like, okay. Then I kind of started to realize like that's just the level here. Like we've got to have effort, we've got to have
Mm.
just intensity. So it was hard at first, like coming from high school volleyball, where you're just playing like local teams to now this level where you're on television, like
Mhm.
playing collegiate ball. And then just like realizing like how much different it was definitely a challenge. And that first semester when I was there, college volleyball was actually being played. So the rule was if you played a high school season, though, you cannot play a college season. So I was
Mm.
unable to play regardless of the matter. But I was still able to practice, able to travel. So I think that kind of helped my mindset of like, this is my time to get better.
Yeah.
Whether in a sense, if I came in the fall, I'd be like, holy smokes, this is a lot. Like I'm competing for a spot right now, which
Mhm.
I was still competing for a spot, knowing like I got to prove myself. I got to show what I can do. But I had a little different of mentality, knowing like this is my time to get better. I've got these 5 months to get better.
Mhm.
And that's all I can do right now. But then like fall comes and I think about it like if I came in the fall semester, like it's stressful. You come in and you are the worst one there. Like you just every program's different, like
Yeah.
of how you're positioned, like what you're doing, like the skills, the fundamentals. So I think like just changing, you got to be able to almost unlearn everything you previously learned and relearn it all. And it's like in that process, you're like, I suck. Like I
Yeah.
tell my coaches, I'm like, why am I so bad at it? Like last year I knew how to pass. This year I don't know how to do anything. Like, why can't I even pass? Well, they're like, it's you getting better. Like it's a process. Just like they say, like trust the process. It's
Mhm.
exactly what it is. So I think it's knowing that like you're gonna fail and that's what you gotta take. Like failure is great. And you just gotta look at it and be like, this is what I'm building from. And it's gonna make me better as a player.
There has been 0 athletes, maybe 1 in 1,000,000 that you're just like this freak of nature, right?
Yeah.
But so let's just call it there are almost 0 athletes in this world, whether they're, you know, pro beach volleyball players, the best track star in the world, or whatever the athlete is, whatever they play, whatever they do. They did not get there without chronic failure. Like
100%.
to sit there and think that you are not going to fail at something is the worst mindset you could possibly ever have. And I don't know where that comes from. Well, I do know. I think there's different parenting styles, right? So for me, like failing, I wasn't allowed to. Like I had to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
And that was not my mom, that was my dad. If I mean the narrative was for me, and then people that have been listening to my show a long time know this, like I heard like if you do not play Major League Baseball, you are fucked. You're not you don't have any skills. You can't fix a car. You can't do anything. I'm like, well, people like me, so
Yeah.
and I was laughed at. And so here we are. I'm almost 45 now, and I have a very successful podcast. I'm a sales professional. I literally get by on my personality, right?
Yeah.
And like my voice. And, you know, and I didn't become a Major League Baseball player. Like for me, it was done after my senior season at LSU.
Mhm.
But, you know, the other parenting style is like, hey, listen, you're going to fail. It's okay. Like, that's how you get better, right?
Mhm.
It's just like when you're lifting weights, you want to fail in that set, right? You want to get to, rep 12, 13, 14, 15, or whatever it is. And you're like almost dying because that's when you're going to grow the most, is when you're under pressure.
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
like, so to me is like, how often do you see girls come in to the program and they have that mindset of like, oh, I can't fail. And you just see them and you watch them go down this road and it's just like, girl, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know?
I think I see it a lot too, and I see it with all sports of, like, me just talking to, like, my friends, and they're like, "This sucks, I'm horrible," like, and I'm like, "I could agree." Like, I was at that point, I was
Yeah.
there, like, there's still days where I'm like, "I am horrible at volleyball," and then I go
Yeah.
home and I'm, like, pissed off, upset, and I'll call my parents, they'll be like, "Paris, you're not horrible at volleyball." Like,
Mhm.
you wouldn't be there if you were horrible at volleyball in a sense. Like, that's kinda what you have to remember too, is, like, you're here for a reason. You've put in the work. There's going to be times where you think that. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's a challenge for everyone. You can say, like, okay, I've got to have a positive mindset. I've got to think like next ball, but then doing it is so much harder. Like to be able to sit there and be like, I shank a ball and I'm like, okay, I got to pass this ball. To
Yeah.
say that to my head and like forget about the last one, to say it, it's easy. To do it, it's hard.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? There's always an inflection point during a season, right?
Yeah.
And it's coming. You don't know when it's coming. Your job, Paris, and every athlete's job is to be ready for that point, right?
Yeah.
And it could look like something like this. You get in a game, tight match, right? And you have 5 kills and you guys win the match.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, you're it. And then all it takes is 5 kills and you're on top of the world. And now you're believing in your ability again, right? And this
Yeah.
is something that I just wish a lot of athletes, and I wish I really subscribed to this when I was playing, I almost said your age. God, what a dick. Like, just like when I was playing college athletics, like I wish I understood failure a little bit better. Right.
Yeah.
Because those moments where you have that peak performance in that game, you have it because you have a standard. Your work ethic is part of your DNA. And now you're just out there, you know, doing the action. And then all of a sudden, your life's changed, right?
Yeah.
You're the big girl on campus now. You're the one that that everybody's going to. So like that moment's coming, right?
Yeah.
But you have to be ready for it. What are some of the things you do, the routines that you have to stay ready and not go down that ugly road of despair and victim mentality?
So I think it's just knowing that the time is going to come for everyone.
Mhm.
Like, whether that be someone's having a bad game, whether that be someone gets injured, I mean, you hope to not, but it happens. Like, you just have to
Mhm.
know that at some point you're gonna get called on, and that's your opportunity. Like, that is your opportunity to step up and show what you can do. That's your opportunity to go in there, and if I'm sitting there on the bench, like, "God, I hate this. I don't wanna
Yeah.
be" like, if I'm saying all these bad things, if I get called on in that moment, I mean, I'm going in there and I'm screwed.
You're done. You're
Yeah.
done. You're
So
absolutely done. And it's so funny to your point. It is so different. It could be any time. It could be for an injury. For my case, my senior year, I was 6 on the depth chart.
yeah.
Before the very first game, I was number 2 on the depth chart.
Yeah, anything.
Injuries, whatever you want to call it, like, and I got better, right? I
Yeah.
dealt with 2.5 years of bad injuries, right? Where I
Yeah.
was just sidelined, and I was even blessed to get a uniform my senior year, to be quite
Yeah.
honest. Like, I had a rotator cuff surgery. I had, prior had a blood clot in junior college. Like, I had some shit going on, right?
Yeah.
So, for me, it's like that was my time, that was it. But someone, it could be, maybe someone doesn't get the good grades, or maybe like they're just having a bad game, insert Paris, and boom, oh
Yeah.
wow, now there's different chemistry on the court, right?
Yeah.
Coaches are going to stick with that.
Yeah.
Right. So I like what you're saying, because again, I always keep going back to a fixed mindset versus an elite mindset, right? Those fixed mindsets, they just find what's wrong in every situation.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter if they're on the volleyball court, the tennis court, basketball court, soccer field, baseball field, football field, doesn't matter. You cannot please that person because it's never their fault.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But then there's those individuals with those elite mindsets that just understand, like, hey, I'm gonna cheer my girls on right now, and if I get called on today, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help the team win the match.
For sure.
Period.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly, and I think the biggest thing too is, like, I've got such a great group of girls around me, like, every program does, like, you've got great girls. I
Mm,
mean, I'm biased, but I think our coaching staff is one of the best coaching staffs in the country.
that's awesome.
Like, they're just incredible people on and off the court, and so I think that's the biggest thing too is having trust within your teammates, within your coaches,
Mm,
like, knowing what they're doing is, like, what they think is best, and you want what's best for the team, that's what everyone wants, that's why you play a team sport. I
yeah.
mean, if you just wanted to win every single game, like, you might as well play an individual sport, I always think. Then it's based on you and there's no other factors. So, I
That's
think
awesome.
the
Oh, go
biggest
ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
trusting everyone else
Mm,
around you and knowing that, like, if they're gonna do the job, they're gonna do the job, and you just gotta be ready when it's your turn too.
mm. I always like to ask this question because
Yeah.
I think, you know, the answers can go so many ways. When you talk about the best coaching staff, what does that entail and what does it mean to you?
So, we just got a new coaching staff this year.
Mhm.
Last year, actually, last year.
It all
Um
runs together, girl. You know, one
I
year and
know,
all
it's,
of
like,
a
all
sudden it's
blended
like,
together.
holy
I'm like,
shit.
"Hey, I'm a junior." I'm like, "Oh my god, tomorrow I'm gonna be a senior." It's crazy.
Exactly. Where's then your cap and gowns hanging in your closet ready to be worn.
I'm like, it's
Yeah.
flown by. I feel like I was just in high school not too long ago. I was home, 2 weeks ago, and I was hanging out with all my high school best friends, and it was, like,
Crazy.
the time of our lives.
Yes.
So, but I think the biggest thing is just, like, knowing that they care about you as a person,
Mhm.
knowing that they wanna be around you, knowing that you can be open with them, I think is the biggest point. Like, these are people you're gonna be around 4 years, these are people that are making decisions. I mean, you can say, like, "Okay, I'm have a life other than volleyball." Like,
Mhm.
"Volleyball doesn't matter to me after college." You could say all these things. I mean, it takes over your whole 4 years, 5 years for some people,
Mhm.
6 for some people. Like, it is all you focus on, like, this is your life. You're in two-a-day practices, you are giving everything you've got to this one thing. So you've got to be able to be open with your coaches. You've got to be able to be open with your teammates. And I think that's the biggest thing right now is like, I feel as if I could say anything to my coaches. And just because the respect we have for each other is like so great. So, like, I go in there all the time. I go in there for lunch. I go in there for breakfast. I'll be like, this is my problem. I go in there crying. I
Mhm.
go in there upset. I go in there mad. I go in there happy. Like, they've seen it all. Um, and they're just like, it's going to be okay. Like, I go in there when things are not going good with school. I'm like, I failed this exam. And they're like, Paris, it's not the end of the world. Like, you got a bad grade. You're going to be okay. Whether some coaches would be like, take that the complete opposite way
Mhm.
and run with that and put it against you. So I think like our coaching staff, our head coach, Salima Rockwell, she came from, played at Penn State,
Okay.
coached at Penn State, played for the national team, coached at Texas, and then was an ESPN
Damn.
broadcaster right before coming to
Wow.
Notre Dame. And she was like totally done coaching. Notre Dame pride for her, and they got her. And she came and like our world lit up. I mean, it was just the energy she brought
Mhm.
every day. I mean, she had surgery like 4 weeks ago, and she's like lunging and diving at practice, and we were like, not be doing that. She's like dancing yesterday as we're warming up, and she's like dancing to rock music.
That's awesome,
So
dude.
I just think the environment, like you can be yourself. And I know there's a lot of programs where girls struggle to be themselves. They struggle to say anything to coaches. They struggle to do like everything.
Yeah.
And it builds them up so much where the first year or two, it's fine. The third year, it's like, I hate this. I hate them. I don't want to be here.
Mm.
So I think that's the biggest thing for me is just being able to be myself, being able to be open and being able to have honest communication of like when I'm struggling, if I need to know something, like I'm able to go to them and be like, why am I not doing this? What do I need to do?
Mm.
And so I think that's been great for me just to have that. So they've been really good in those points. And I think that's what I value most with coaches too.
You hit the nail on the freaking head, dude. Like straight up. Like for those of you listening, you know, a lot of times when people think about what makes a great coach, they go, they have to know the game. They have to do X's and O's. They have to be able to put together drills and make a strategic practice plan and put the best players on the court or put the best nine on the field, not the nine best. That's not what coaching is. Paris, you described someone that you can collaborate with, you can partner with, and that you most importantly can trust. That is what makes a great coaching staff. Like that makes me feel really good that there's an athlete here on my show right now talking about, you know, a coaching staff in that light when today, arguably, I feel being a collegiate athlete is the hardest than it's ever been. And to hear that this coaching staff is has your guys' best interest in mind to a point, or even like to your point where, hey, you got a bad grade, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I would have got my ass handed to me at LSU, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a different era. It's, in LSU, baseball is a different place, right? But like, I remember one coach, he was so hard on me, but he loved me more than anything. And he's one of my really good friends now, is Jody Autry. He
Okay.
was our volunteer assistant coach. I love that man. I love that man. I love that man. He's always believed in me. He was hard on me then. And again, I had a little bit of shit attitude when I was playing, right? I had the poor me, you know, I'll show you. But looking back at it, like he cared. He never lied to me. He was honest with
Yeah.
me, right? And I just really love hearing that from a young athlete, because to me, that just shows that you are somewhere far away from home, competing for a job, going to school, and it's not easy at Notre Dame, but you're cared for while you're there. How has that impacted your parents, knowing that you're so well taken care of with the coaching staff there?
My parents are just so happy. And
Mm.
my parents, like our coaches will contact our parents and say, listen, if you need anything, like, please do not hesitate to reach out. Do not reach out about playing your child's playing time. Like,
That
we're in college.
yeah,
They
let's
make
get
sure
that
to get
straight.
that email. That is like in bold in the
Oh,
email.
in bold, yes. Yes.
But like they reach out to all our parents and they say, like, if you need anything, if your daughter needs anything, like anything at all. I mean, even at practice today, like we had some of our
Mm.
freshmen's parents like stop by, hang out with our coaches, hang out with us because our freshmen were getting moved in. So it's just cool to see that like our parents are still so involved in a sense where they probably could not be.
Mhm.
Like just from them being so far away. I mean, we've got a banquet every year. My parents are able to make it out to a couple games, and being in the ACC, we get to go down to Florida a couple times.
When are you
And
coming to
so it's
Florida?
we go to Tallahassee the day after Christmas or the day after Thanksgiving this year. But then
You
the year after,
do?
yep, the year after we'll be in Miami mid-year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we'll be in Miami and Tallahassee the year after again, I believe.
So my in-laws live in Tallahassee, and
Oh,
we're
wow.
always there for Thanksgiving.
Oh my God. So we're playing there this year, the day after Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna need to come watch you play.
Yes. Oh,
I'm gonna
that'd
have to
be
bring the
awesome.
family. We're gonna have to, my wife and my kids. We're gonna have to come, and
Yes.
we're gonna have to come and wear some Irish stuff and
Oh, that
watch
would
you
be
play.
great. Yeah,
That'd be
that'd be
fun. Like I'm in, because I'm
yeah.
pretty sure we're going up there. That's gonna
Oh,
be awesome.
that'll be sweet. Yeah.
Be
We don't really
awesome.
get many fans to that game because school's out, but
My
yeah.
we'll be loud enough. Trust me. Like
Perfect.
we'll
Perfect.
be we'll be. My wife calls our family the Zoo Fam.
The Zoo family, you guys are loud and you bring the
We're a
energy.
shit show. We bring the energy, Paris. We bring the energy. We're wild cards. But no, that's really good. I didn't want to sidetrack, but like you said, you're coming to Florida, so I wanted to. But no, it's good that they get to some games, and it's great that they get to come to your banquets. I gotta ask you, because over the years past, you've seen athletes, you know, so disturbed. I mean, there's been softball players, soccer players, even at Stanford, that have ended their life due to the pressures, right? And
Yeah.
having, I don't want to say poor mental health. Everybody who listens to my show knows I don't mean anything bad by that. But,
Yeah.
like mental health issues in sports, and especially in collegiate sports.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, it's a big issue right now.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
do you, how are you guys handling that? Like, I mean, I know you talk to your coaches, but do you guys have someone on campus that if you're struggling with something, there's someone to talk to?
Yeah, so we actually have a really big sports psych team that is very
Mm,
involved. I mean, they were at our practice today. Um, and we've got a sports psych assigned to every team.
mm,
So I think that's a big thing. We do a lot of mental health, like town halls,
mhm,
where I mean, it might have been the most powerful thing I've ever been to. And it was 6 athletes of Notre Dame that we all know, football player, men's basketball player, women's basketball player, like you name it, like they were on stage and they gave their story of mental health. And there was one soccer player, I mean, bless her heart, she said she called her mom and she said, today, like, I don't feel like I can do it anymore. College soccer's taking its toll on me, like college sports in a whole, like, I can't do it. And her
yeah,
mom didn't hear from her again. Her mom got in a flight and she was about ready to end her life. And like, she tells her story now and she's like, I am so thankful I didn't, because I didn't realize what I had right here in front of me and who I had waiting to help me, who I
Wow.
had to talk to. So I think that's a big thing that Notre Dame's done to help too, is they have these open conversations. And I mean, everyone was crying. Like, everyone was just sitting here listening to this story and being like, you would have never seen this side of her. Like, for her to be this vulnerable to share was really cool. To see a football player being vulnerable to share his story of
Yeah.
his mental health is like super cool to see, because you just never see that. Like, all you see is these big tough guys on social media, and like you
Yeah.
would never realize what was going on behind the scenes. So I think here they do such a great job. Like, every athlete is so close here. Every sports team is so close here. I mean, like, it's cool to even see just like the support we have of like, we're at our coach's house the other day and it's her house. Next door is one of the men's basketball coaches, and next door is the head baseball coach. And so
No
I'm like
way.
with the head baseball coach's kids, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm Paris. Nice to meet you." I'm introducing myself. He's like, "You play volleyball?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're at our coach's house." And I talked to him for an hour and a half. This was 3 nights ago, and then I see him yesterday in our coach's office. He's like, "Paris, what's up?"
That's
So
so
it's
cool,
just
man.
super cool to see that, and like just the support we have here. I mean, Marcus Freeman, our head football coach,
That
like,
dude's awesome.
he is incredible. Like, the players love him. Like,
Mhm.
he is just awesome. And so, like, I see him on campus. We've talked a bunch. Like, he's super close to our coach. So he'll come talk to us in our locker room before our games. He comes to our games and he's so involved with all his players, with all student athletes in that sense. Like, he's at every event. And like, we chatted for about an hour the other day. Just,
Really?
yeah. Like, so I actually took a trip to Colorado with our coach. It was 2 volleyball players and then 5 football players and 2 women's fencers. So there was about 9 athletes, and the head coaches of volleyball, football, and I think women's basketball. And then it was like a big donor event, and we were able to go. And it was like after we did all the events during the day, it was all of us were hanging out there and like sitting around talking. It was like our coach, Coach Freeman, like all the football guys, us, the fencers. Like, it was just a cool environment to be in, to know that like any
Dude,
other
that's
school,
so
I just
cool.
feel like you don't hear about this kind of
No, you
stuff.
don't. I can tell you firsthand, like, I don't know how it is now, but at LSU, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was we thought we were the badasses because we were winning all the national championships, and we didn't think any other team was worthy. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, I mean, listen, that's when Nick Saban was there,
Oh, yeah.
and, like, they were, like, 500. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Nick
Yeah.
Saban who?" And, like, now
You're
he's the
like, who
greatest
is
coach.
that?
Yeah, yeah. Joke's on me, right? The best coach to
Exactly.
ever coach, probably any sport. But what I'm hearing from you is community, right? Like,
For
this
sure.
is important because when you can have a student athlete body, like the whole all of the athletes be so close and
Mhm.
have such a close-knit atmosphere to where you can talk with a Marcus Freeman, you can talk to, the men's basketball coach. It gives you a variety, right, of leadership styles that you can be exposed to and help you grow as a person and an athlete, you
For sure.
know? That's just so cool.
Yeah.
Um, Let me ask you a question. That we're getting into, we're getting close to the end of the show. Is what do you feel that athletes struggle with most nowadays?
I think nowadays it's the confidence aspect, honestly.
Mm,
I think it's coming from high school being the best there was, and you come
mhm,
here and you're this little fish in this big pond. And I think it's the point of like realizing, okay, this is a chance to get better. It's a challenge in front of me. I mean, every athlete's competitive. Like, you want to be
mhm,
the best, you want to like strive to be great. And so I think that frustration also comes a lot from that competitive aspect inside you.
mhm,
Like, every athlete's going to get frustrated at some point. I mean, it's going to happen with everyone. Whether you have an injury, you're going to get frustrated during that process. Whether you're not playing, you're frustrated during that process. And I think in a sense, it's the competition aspect in you.
mhm.
Like, you just have to realize, like, this is what I got to do. This is what I got to do to fix this. And this is what I need to think. Like, I know I've had just horrible thoughts where I'm like, just like I said earlier, like, this sucks. And
Yeah,
like, in a sense, you got to realize, I got to think about, I'm at the University of Notre Dame. I'm getting one of the top degrees in the country.
yeah,
I'm getting to play volleyball. Like,
mhm.
I'm getting to meet great people. The network I have here is unbelievable. And I mean, I'm healthy, I'm happy, like,
Yeah,
I have nothing to complain about. And so I sit here and I'm like, why am I complaining? Obviously, it's a frustration of you want to compete, you want to be great, but then you got to take a step back and kind of realize like I am so blessed with what I've got in front of me, the coaches I have, my teammates, like just the school I'm at. I mean, I think about it
Mm.
every day. I'm like, I'm getting a degree paid for at the University of Notre Dame, like where I wouldn't be without volleyball. So I think it's awesome to think about just everything outside of volleyball sometimes. And like you got to take little things in life, like just like the fact that I woke up this morning, the fact that I'm healthy and able to go to practice.
Hmm.
I think it's taking those little wins and not always thinking about, okay, this was bad for me, this was bad for me, because it's easy to see all the bad things that happened.
Sure.
I mean, that's what everyone takes. Everyone always thinks personally, like, this is what I did wrong. This is what I did wrong. Well, everyone else sees what you did great. Like, no one else remembers all your mistakes from that day. So I think, in a sense, like taking all those wins you can and building them up and just like, here's what I did good today. Here's where I
I,
want
I
today.
I absolutely love where your mind's at. Like, I never heard you once through this whole show say you have to do something. It was more along the lines of, I get to do this. I get to go to practice. I got to it. Like, I was blessed with another day. Like, the you're doing it the right way, right? Like, and you're going to impact the youth, right? You're going to end up impacting girls that come up next year that you can help through this. So with that, I have one more important question for you, like one more serious question that I want the audience to really think about, but I also want it to be super intentional to the fact that, again, there's 1,000 athletes listening
Yeah.
that are going to be coming to college soon. What is the one piece of advice that you have for them?
The one piece of advice, it's not really related to sports, but it's meet every athlete you can. Like, engage with however many people you can because you don't know who's going to be where after college. And I think that's kind of what I'm seeing now is like I've got girls I've played with that are doing 100 different things, like in so many other places. So I think it's always just keeping your mind open to meeting new people, keeping
Mm,
your mind open to being nice to everyone, being kind, and making those connections. Go out of your way to help someone. Because you never know when you're going to need help again in life. You never know who you're going to cross paths with. Like, I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen here. As being a student athlete, like I've got the blessing to like go travel to these other schools. And I know a ton of girls from other schools that are playing college volleyball all around the country. So I think that's the biggest thing is just like creating this circle that just keeps getting larger
mhm.
and like compare my circle with someone else's circle and we're going to merge our circles together.
Dude, it's so fucking dope, dude. Because like, listen, man, like you're talking about community again. Like athletes that are listening, and even adults that are sitting there in their desk or on the way to the job that they don't like. Branch out and network more. Like bring more people into your circle because what you're going to find is you have more in common with these individuals than you think you do. But guess what? Just like Paris said, you never know when you're going to need something. You never know when someone's going to need you. So you might as well be so connected so that when something goes down, you're there for each other. Like that is amazing advice because it's not always like that. Like you said about 5 minutes ago, it's not like that at every school. It's every sports program for themselves. They are pinning themselves up against each other, right? But here at Notre Dame, where you're at, you guys have a true community where you guys have the space to trust and be open with each other without judgment. I freaking love it.
And I think one thing is like relating to sports is always have a positive attitude. Like remember where you are, remember how
Mhm.
you got there. Like there's times where it sucks. For everyone it sucks. Like in life that's a real thing.
Yeah, it doesn't stop, guys.
Yeah. So
This
I
shit
think in
gets
a sense
worse.
is like really like what I said earlier, like think about the little things that were great.
Yeah.
Like realize that not everyone's going to see those mistakes. Like yes, you made it and you're going to think about it and not stop thinking about it. Like you're going to get home after that game and you're going to be like this is where I screwed up. I'm going to go back and watch this film of this point, this point, this point that I made mistakes.
Hmm.
Like I don't really realize like how many good things I did because like all you want to think about is the bad things you've done and how do you make those better, which is a good thing, but like you got to realize that like there's so many successes, like even just being where you are now, like it's a success for anyone. So I think that's my biggest thing for athletes, like going into college is just like you've already completed so much. Like, you've just got to keep going and don't let it build you down, because that first year is hard. Like, a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
is.
athletes don't get to see the court that first year. A lot of
Mhm.
athletes like struggle that first year. I mean,
Sure.
school's hard. It's a level of school where you've never really, I mean, in high school, I studied. I didn't really study.
Yeah.
And I got here and I'm like,
Oh boy.
oh shit, I got to study.
Oh shit, it's down. It's
So
time.
like, it gets real. So I
Exactly.
think the biggest thing is just realizing like how much you've already done
Mhm.
and like how much more you can accomplish.
That's awesome. Well, you guys have heard it. Like, I can't tell you how much value you provided the audience today. You're truly doing it right. You have a new fan in me, that's for damn sure. And I
Thank you.
know that everybody that listens to this show, and you will see once this thing hits social media, you'll see the outpouring of support for this show and who you are and the things that you said on the show. So, Paris, I thank you so much for coming on to the Determined Society. And I can't wait to meet you in person next time you're home. And hey, you know what? Have an amazing season, and we'll chat with you soon.
Thanks so much, Sean. I'll see you at Florida State.
Yeah, buddy. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Unlock your true potential on the field and court with our Peak Mental Performance Program for athletes. Train your mind to conquer challenges, stay focused under pressure, and achieve unparalleled success. Our expert coaches will guide you through personalized techniques, enhancing concentration, resilience, and confidence. Picture yourself outperforming your rivals, making split-second decisions with clarity, and achieving victory like never before. Join us today and elevate your game to new heights. Peak Mental Performance Program, where champions are forged in the mind. Email me today, sean.french@thedeterminedsociety.com for more information. See you inside.